presentation. So first I'm going to just review the question asked by the members. And these 3 topics revolves around the 3 questions that has been asked. And then I'll go to the solutions. And in the end, I'll just introduce a little bit about how I came to the solution and some past experiences of mine. So these are basically the 3 questions that has been posted. And the first is how to improve productivity, the most common FAQ question for productivity. Then the second is another very common question, that is how to overcome procrastination. These are very important questions, but yes. And third is how to organize too much work and how to get on with it. And yes, and you also said like issues with looking for constant work instead of prioritizing what actually matters. Now, these are very, very relevant questions which people are facing. These are not joke. So I have tried to analyze these questions and find some ways by which in this short presentation I can give the members something they can take away from. So is everything coming clear? I think the internet has been bit off again in the middle.
There are some issues, but you are understandable to the level. When I'm not gonna hear you like at all, I'll let you know. Okay, so just go over it. When there's some major issue, I'll let you know.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Paul. Now, before we start off the presentation, some precautions I would like to give to the members about this lecture. That is, it might seem that I'm playing with words and avoiding the topic, which are their questions. Sometimes it might even seem the lecture is too technical and abstract, but believe me, I will get to the point and solve your problems, because it happens the way I deliver presentations. Now, productivity. So what is productivity? Some common beliefs about productivity people have. That is it about increasing work hours to be able to have energy to work longer than you're currently working? Or is it to prioritize work for increasing efficiency? Some people think like prioritizing is everything about productivity. Sometimes it might even seem that, is it the ability to delegate or outsource work to VRs, like virtual people whom you can delegate to? So this is like a raging thing that is going on right now. People think about productivity. People think like, why don't you do anything and just give everything to other people? If I have money, productivity is set and done. Or is it about becoming the most hardworking version of yourself? This is probably the most core belief that we come back to after all these 3 fails, right? So what is exactly productivity? So let's break it down a bit. So productivity, I think the word comes from the word produce. So produce what? That which you want to create. So something you want to create, something you want to produce, that's why you're concerned with productivity. Otherwise, the question would not even come, right? Now, what do you want to create exactly? We need to have clarity here. Mainly, it comes to these 3 things. And I guess it will resonate with you. These 3 words: wealth, health, and fun. Wealth, if we are entrepreneurs, we want to create businesses. We're definitely interested in wealth. Health, definitely a good amount of exercise, good food, proper sleep. These are the things life revolves around, and we want that. Whenever any of these 3 fails, it's like one pillar of the building is breaking down. If you don't get good sleep, health breaks down and everything messes up. And we want to have fun. Ultimately, we want health and wealth for what? So that we can have fun in our life. Spending time with families and hobbies are the main areas where we get the most amount of fun in our life. So this is what we want to create exactly, right? Now, and you want to create these 3 things, health, wealth, and fun, in the least time possible, with the least energy possible, and with the least cost possible. Let's not avoid the cost area. It's because we, as common sense goes, we don't want to spend, right? If as less as possible, if it gets the job done, we want to get the job done in least time, least energy, and least cost. So ideally, productivity is the, productivity is the ability to produce and create what you want immediately and without effort. This is ideally, okay? In an ideal scenario, this is what you truly want in your mind, that you want to create whatever you want immediately and without effort, right? You might not even say it to other people because that is what you're actually thinking, but you don't say it to other people, that whatever I want to get it immediately, like materializes like that. So example like Google, the search engine, the way it is right now, if you ask a question, immediately out of the entire billion terabytes of information, Google gives you information immediately. That is what ideal situation Google people wanted to come to, right? Same goes for Microsoft softwares like MS Excel. I use MS Excel a lot. As businessmen and entrepreneurs, we use MS Excel a lot. And if you have noticed that MS Excel gives you so much accessibility to organizing things so easily, right? It happens like in an idealistic situation almost. And I'm a big fan of Sam Ovens and his consulting accelerator program. I've done it. And he talks about these companies. And the way he's building his companies is creating some ideal situation, what people really want. And people want this stuff. They want immediately and without effort. So let's not forget that. So that is basically what productivity is. But now I'm not going to give the solution to the productivity immediately. I've just cleared what productivity is. It's to create what you want immediately and without effort. Okay, it's a little different definition. I understand you're getting right now, and you're thinking, we did not ever thought about productivity like that. So what this guy is actually going on with. So let's move on to topic 2, procrastination. What is procrastination? We know that it is the bad habit of putting things off. That's it. So the question is, what do you do when you put things off, right? So you must be doing something when you're putting things off. It's never that we do nothing. See, procrastination is basically doing something else that we are not supposed to be doing and replacing it by doing something else. See how interesting that is. It's about doing what we are not supposed to be doing. What you're supposed to do, you don't do, and you replace it by something else, because you cannot do nothing. You cannot technically do nothing. You cannot even just stop and die. You can't do that, right? But you do something when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Now the question is, what are we supposed to do then? That is nothing. And my answer is, there is nothing we are supposed to do as entrepreneurs, because I'm again addressing entrepreneurs here, but what we want to do. We always want to do something that we want to do, not what we are supposed to do. What do we mean by here? So what do we want to do here? We as entrepreneurs want to create or produce what we love. Very simple. We want to produce or create, again, these 3 things that I come back again: wealth, health, and fun. Wealth, again, we want to create our business. Health, we want to exercise, good food, proper sleep. And for fun, we want to spend time with our families and hobbies. These are the things we want to create in our lives. As simple as that goes. It might differ a little from person to person, but ultimately it comes and boils down to this as human beings. But then procrastination now becomes the bad habit of putting things off that will help you create that you love. And these are the things you love. So basically, you are not doing the thing that you want love. You love, actually. These are the things you want to do, but you don't do that, right? That is what procrastination is. So then now the question is, why do we put things off that can help us create things that we love? Because it's so simple, right? That why won't I do those things that I love? I mean, it's crazy. It does not make sense, right? It's because of lack of clarity. Yes, it's totally seems now not connected. Lack of clarity, what has that got to do with procrastination? See, whenever we don't have clarity on what to do, how to do it, and how long would it take to do it, the things that we want to create, let's say our business, or let's say our health goals, we don't know what to do, how to do it, and how long would it take to do it, to create and produce things that we love. And since we lack clarity on these areas, what we do is we start replacing those works with something else that gives us instant pleasure. The moment we want something and we don't know how to do that, it seems too big, it seems we don't know how to do it, it seems it's not possible. Let's say in our business, we want to do something, and suddenly we don't have immediate clarity to the process of doing it, and by when it will happen, what are the things I have to do daily. Lack of clarity does this thing to the mind. We immediately give in to that which is instantly pleasurable, because lack of clarity is a bad feeling that we don't want to deal with. Give in to instant pleasure is a better option. And that's exactly what we do. And this is what you call distractions. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube videos, food, other stuff. You want to distract yourself. Why? Because you can't bear that you don't have clarity to the things that you want to create. It is shameful. But in order to avoid that shame, you distract yourself, you know. That's what procrastination really is. Now, the third question was about organization. Question was asked by Vicky. She's a very good friend, I know her. She asked how to stop organizing too much and get on with it. And see, the question is so relevant here. Just a second. I think I cannot get to the last slide. Okay, we'll just leave the question. So she said, like, how do we get on things with it? How can we just stop organizing too much and just start doing things? I think something went off here. Yes, is it visible? Is the presentation visible?
Yes, it's all visible. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So the pain from her question is so obvious that she probably is going through this experience of organizing and organizing and organizing and not seeing the result of that organization process, right? So what is organization? The organization is the process of designing things in its most effective and efficient form. It's always an ongoing process, never ending. Some people might think, what? I just said organizing too much is bad. Now I'm saying it's an ongoing process, never ending. And what if I constantly organize my entire life? What would I do other time, you know? So I'll come to this. All systems are constantly in the process of organizing itself to perform better and better. So we are coming to systems, something we talked about before the lecture. I'm not going to go too detail about system. It's something maybe for another lecture, but organization has to do with systems. So what is the problem here? Why does problem with organization happens? The objective of organization. See, what is the objective of organization? Organization is done to structure things so that the process becomes most effective and efficient and provide maximum value to the organizer and user. So the definitions, I know it seems very, very technical, and that's why I gave the precaution. So, but it's simple. See, why do you organize anything? Maybe you are organizing your to-do list, as simple as that. Okay. Why are you doing it? It's because you want to structure the work so that the process of doing the work becomes more effective, gives you more result and efficient, takes less time for you to provide maximum value. That would be, let's say, more money, more income, more calls maybe to the organizer, the person who is doing the to-do list, or the user. So that is the definition basically. So thus, organization is done to increase the efficiency and effectiveness of work. Whatever work you're doing, it increases the efficiency and effectiveness. That's it. It has no other process. That is the objective of organization. No other purpose for organization other than this. Now, why does the problem happen then? The problem happens when the user or the organizer mistakes the organization process itself as the final end result, or does endless organization and reorganization. You know, organization is done to increase efficiency. It's not the end result. If you keep doing the organization process, that does not produce any result by nature of that. Okay, so that is when the problem happens, when you do organization and reorganize and again organize and reorganize and do not take action. Okay, it's like you are like folding your clothes neatly into your cupboard and never wearing it. What is the point of that? Buying clothes and folding it and pressing it, putting it in your cupboard and never wear it. That's what happens when you organize and reorganize and you never take action, you know. Now I'll give solution because it's a short presentation and I cannot go deep into all the areas that is about productivity and how to cure this, but I will give solution that the members in the group who have asked this question can take off and will be able to implement in their life and will get results. Something like, I will give just one word. I will give one word solution to productivity, the question that was asked. I will give a one word solution to the procrastination problem that was asked. And I will give a one word solution to the organization problem that was asked. I'll just give one word. And if you implement this one word solution, you will get result. The productivity. So what is that word for productivity? The solution word is decision making. It seems unconnected. I know. I will go into it. See, clearly decide what you want to create in your life. See, what is productivity? The new definition of productivity I have given is to be able to create what you want in your life that you love. The reason you're not able to create what you want in your life that you love, it's because you have not decided really you have not decided for it. If it is a problem that you're facing, if you are facing a productivity problem, I'll share an memory from my own life. Back when I was in university, I was doing my MBA, and the first year I was noticing that my entire coursework is taking 10 to 12 hours of my day, and I was returning back home tired and doing the homework of the university, and I had like 2 to 3 hours left in a day, not even 3 hours, 2 hours left in a day to read books of other people whom I really admired. People like Brian Tracy, Tim Ferriss, and other YouTube videos and TEDx videos. And that really surprised me, because I noticed that this 12 hours of coursework is not going to make me a businessman, an entrepreneur, because MBA is not about making an entrepreneur, it's making you a manager. Really deriving the greatest value. Oh, hello.
Yes, you are.
Hello.
You are.
Is it?
You are in. You are in.
Okay. I'm in. Right. Excellent. Okay. So I'll just go back to the memory. That is, I was thinking like, what is the problem here? And I realized that the problem is I have not decided clearly what I want to do with my life. I have not decided whether I want to actually become an entrepreneur or just remain going with the coursework and become a manager. I did not want to take the risk of leaving my college, So that is why I was going through the 12 hours of coursework. Nobody was forcing that on me. I chose that. Okay. Sometimes we become the victim, but we never are the victim. It's because we always choose things in our lives. And we try to say that we are a victim because we don't want to decide. See, productivity is about deciding. The day I decided, no, I cannot bear with this nonsense anymore, I won't do this coursework, I actually slowly made up that decision, decided to become an entrepreneur. And actually I stopped going to university, and I actually did not complete my MBA. I became a full-time entrepreneur, and I have a personal library of my own containing all the books that I want to read. I read book every day, 2 hours every day. I am so happy right now, and I have businesses. So why did that happen? It happened because I decided what I wanted to create. So people who are facing productivity related issues, yes, there are many things to talk about it. But if I go to the core of it, the number one thing is you have to decide what you want to do. And once it's decision, means it's cutting things off. What you want to do, what you don't want to do. That's it. These are the things I want to do. These are the things I don't want to do. When you cut things off, it is like for lifting weights off your shoulders. Everything that you want will immediately come to you. If you just let go of the things that you don't want to do. It will be risky and all those things are there, but yeah, essentially it's it. Now come to procrastination. So what is the one word solutions to procrastination? The solution is clarity. Again, seems very disconnected. What has procrastination got to do with clarity? So have clarity of what to do, how to do, by when to do it, what you need to do it. See, I said the definition of procrastination is, why do you not do the things that you love? It does not make sense. You only do the things that don't do things that you love to do. It's because you don't have clarity how to do it. Now I'll give in a experience, again, a memory of mine of learning to play guitar. I love playing guitar. I sing, I play the guitar. And the experience is, there are many times in my, like I play the guitar, playing for like 9 years now. When I started off, I was like clear, absolutely clear. I want to become like a Joe Satriani or like a Steve Vai or like, all the great guitar players. I want to be like that. If I have to become, I'm going to be like that. But in the middle, after 1 year, I realized there are many things that they do, I can't do. And when I was not able to do those things, like playing fast guitar and playing everything that comes in my head, I kind of like got depressed, and I was doing other things rather than finding out those things, how to do it. And I was procrastinating. See, that's what happened. I did not have clarity. The moment, it took me a long amount of time, moment I realized these are the things I have to do, how am I going to do? Maybe I have to take lessons. I find people who are going to help me do it. By what time? Put myself some deadlines. See, I'm not going to live like for eternity, right? Give some deadlines. And by what time I want it to be completed, I had some plans. And it seems like it's actually easy to do it. I was thinking it's like a mountain. It's not. Okay, when you have a proper yearly plan, every day you do little by little, it happens. So have clarity about what are the things that you want to do, how are you going to do it, create a plan by when you need to do it, and what are the things you need to do it. Sometimes you might need help of other people, like a coach, maybe a trainer, maybe, for whatever you're doing, whatever that thing that interests you. So to create what you decided for your life, that was about productivity, you need to have clarity. See, productivity and procrastination connects itself. Now, the last question was about organization, and the solution word is rules. Rules, organization. Why? Create rules of your own to play by, and don't break your own rules of your own game. See, as entrepreneurs, you're creating your own game. You are creating a business. A business is more or less, maybe it not seems like that at this moment, but the moment it grows and grows and grows, you are going to see that you are setting up rules. You are setting up your own values or your own mission. How are the everything functions there. It's like your own empire, and you are the king. It's your own game where you have the entire freedom to create your own rules. The thing is, you being the king and you being the rule maker, you have to make rules by which you are going to play by and others are going to adhere to, right? So if you don't make rules, nothing happens. Every empire has rules. These are like law book, right? So people who are facing organization problems, they are like thinking like, I'm spending too much time organizing, reorganizing, and nothing is getting done. You must have some strict rules for organizing. Like these are the stuff that I'm going to organize for this amount of time. If I fail to organize by this amount of time, I will not listen to myself. I'll get on doing whatever I have organized. Strict rules for yourself, just like a king. The king first abides by his own rule, then the other people in the empire follows, right? So the first employee in your own company is you, and you have to follow your own rules, and you never break your own rules. That is just plain dumb foolish. Okay, that makes you like you did not know what you're doing. Okay, that makes you look like a total fool to yourself. Never break your own rules. So organization problems and whatever you're going through right now, simple solution, just write down 10 rules for yourself, things that you're going to follow every day. Some rules that I stick by, I'm going to give you an example so that it does not seem too technical. My organization process, I've created a system for myself, I call it TPMS, and I spend 30 minutes every day in the morning organizing all the day's work, and kind of like that's it. But that 30 minutes is like very, very, very efficiently designed. It follows by a flow chart. Once it's done, even if I have made a mistake, I will not care. I will follow that process. Okay, because if I do not follow my own rules, what am I saying? That I don't know how to set up my own to-do list and everything? You know, it just makes me look like a fool to myself, right? Whatever rules I said, that's it for the next 1 month. Maybe I can iterate it the next month. This month, go by my own rules, find out what it creates it. But whenever you're setting your rules, be very, very careful, because once it's done, it's like stone, written on stone. You cannot turn it. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce myself. This is the end of the presentation. So Pavel has already introduced and I've introduced myself. Basically, I'm from India and I have learned these lessons from my own life, from my own experimentations with productivity, and from a lot of great people who have showed me the way. And these people I cannot help but mention, because if I don't mention, it would be like lying that I figured it all out by myself, which I did not. That is the number one person I would say was Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy is somebody who came to my life in like 2 to 3 years back, and I watched his videos like crazy. And he's the person who taught me how to think. It's nobody teaches you how to think. Everybody teaches you how to do. He taught me how to think, because thinking comes before doing, and he is a master of time management. Second is Tim Ferriss. I read his book, The 4-Hour Work. It was crazy. If you read it, you will be blown away. And third is my current mentor right now, Sam Ovens. He is a master of productivity. If you watch some YouTube videos of his, our mastermind of his own productivity, these are many things I have learned from him, and I'm so much grateful to them. So I hope that it helps. So this is the end of the presentation. So thank you.